There you go. Can you hear that on the audio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Listen, Taylor.
We'll just play the other one. Okay.
That's awesome.
Look.
Listen.
Taylor.
Welcome, everybody, to the big, giant 100th episode celebration of Look, Listen with Geese Guyera. Also, Taylor.
What kind of what kind of Pokemon is this?
Don't get too used to video, because I don't even know if this is going to work. Guys, I don't even have video editing software, so apologies ahead of time. You're probably going to get way more, probably going to hear way more ums and likes, and probably a much worse product, you would imagine. I don't know.
Stay tuned for the eyebrows.
Don't get too used to it, but yes, we're celebrating with the video because that's what you have to do when you reach 100 episodes of a podcast. You have to do one video episode at least.
One every 100 episodes.
Yes. Geese is thrilled because she can use her eyebrows now as her primary method of communication.
Can you do any
Like
weird
real
tricks
life.
with them?
I don't know.
Incredible.
No.
Your nostrils go with them.
Geese, show off your lizard eyeball skill that scares all the children of Japan. I should tell her to
I don't
stop.
even know what like how to do that.
It's where you blink the inner membrane.
She
Oh my
moves
God.
her eyes like sideways, like some sort of anaconda python lizard creature. Something that descended from the dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs.
Nice Pokemon you have in the background, Geese. For audio listeners, there's Pokemon in the background of Geese. Maybe I'll put on some Pokemon on the half of my screen that's a green screen.
That's a very good idea.
I know how to do that. Look
Me
at
too.
What do you think What do you think you're dealing with, girls?
Xbox, insert image.
Yeah, we were talking about Xbox. Guys, listen, before we move on to the second segment of the show, What's New with Geese, we do need to say, I'm not even an Xbox fan, but there was a time when Xbox One came out and Connect was the biggest deal in the world, and you burst into your room and you say Xbox on, and your Xbox would turn on, you go Xbox, go to YouTube, and it would start auto-playing YouTube, and what a time to be alive, honestly.
It was so sad. The Kinect had such a cool little moment in history. It was in Paranormal Activity too.
Nope.
I remember like waving did something, right?
Yeah, a lot of stuff did stuff.
Oh, people loved waving.
All the hand gestures.
I think if you waved, it would turn off.
I would normally say Xbox turn off, and it would turn off.
One time he said too much zaw and something happened.
Yeah. It did make a couple mistakes sometimes.
90% sure it was in Paranormal Activity too.
No,
It was in a paranormal. I remember.
4?
I do too, but it wasn't 2. It was 3 or 4.
3 was the one
3.
in the 70s.
No. 3 was it maybe early 80s when Micah's great wife, girlfriend, Katie Featherston, she was, the one. Taylor's completely muted, so it's funny that he continues to speak. I'll tell you that.
His name was Amika.
Yeah, no, but the girl, Katie Featherston, she was a little girl.
Her last name was not Featherston.
Of course it was Featherston.
Was it really?
I had something to say about the Xbox, and I've forgotten it. But I will say I love playing Geese Fantasia Music Evolved. Do you like how dark and spooky the bottom of my mouth gets when I get close to this?
When you're talking about Fantasia.
I'm like the Phantom of the Opera. Except
there's a movie I want them to re-release.
Or horizontally.
Do you guys have the Kinect game where you were on a white water raft and you had to like move your body with all the obstacles?
That would be Kinect Sports Adventures, and no, because I never owned a 360. Only an Xbox One and original Xbox. Very small minority of people who have ever had just the least popular Xboxes. No 360, no Series, anything. But no, those, oh my God, everybody traded those things in. The Kinect Sports Adventures, great time to be alive. I don't know if people like those or not. Did they? Geese?
I don't know. I was like the 8th grade, so
8th grade. All right. Taylor,
Yes.
would you please introduce the next segment of the week, which of course is Geese's Geese of the Week. What's been
What?
geesin' with Geese?
What's a geesin' with you, Geese?
well, I'm getting ready for tomorrow, which is Antiques Roadshow.
Sounds like you're thrilled, I'll say right off the bat.
No, I am. It's just
No,
out.
you're not.
Guys, believe me, I'm absolutely at my wit's end with excitement. Here is what I have to say.
It's outside and it's going to be 92 degrees
What state?
in Maryland. So it's also going to be humid. I'm just, what if I get picked to go on TV on one of the like televised ones and I'm sweating?
You know you're gonna be
Oh.
sweating.
It's gonna look so good.
They're gonna go for a handshake, Geese, and you're gonna put your sweaty
Oh,
combos
God.
and just
Oh, give him a fist bump.
give him an elbow.
Oh yeah, nice elbow.
Just bow to him.
Mm-hmm.
And bow for too long.
I guarantee if you bow to them when they're selecting people, they will put you on television.
Yes. It's the trick.
Maybe.
The trick is you just have to be entertaining and unique. And typically that is accomplished by being yourself. Geese is already getting interrupted. It's not even 10 minutes in. That's good. What, Geese, what you were talking about, Antiques Roadshow?
How excited are you?
I'm excited. I'm not excited to be standing in the sun in a line to get my items appraised.
They'll have tents.
Are you spoiling what your items are?
Do you want me to?
Yes.
Are you NDA'd?
No. I was gonna bring this. Oh God. Oh Lord.
She's gonna bring it.
Oh, a dog.
From the early period of the
Ottoman
Chinese dynasty. For audio listeners, she's currently holding an early period of the Chinese dynasty jade dog. Back when dogs were first invented.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Van Briggle pottery.
Sorry. Oh,
A Van Briggle, my favorite.
oh, I never thought I'd see one
in the flesh.
They're collectible. I got it for $7, and I just want to know how much it is worth.
Don't lead with that. Don't say I got this for $7.
They love that. They love it when you get it really cheap and it turns out to be like a lot of money.
Yeah,
really?
Taylor, that's exactly what Geese was saying. That's why I was saying to you, shaking my head now.
Lead with that. Bow and say I got my item for $7.
Yes, thank you. That's so sick, Geese. Was there more to the tale or more items?
Yeah, I was gonna say, are there more items?
My mom is bringing stuff too, but they said in the email to not wear anything branded. So if I want to not be on TV, I could always wear something with like a big logo or something.
Don't do it.
Oh, like McDonald's.
That reminds me. Here, let me go ahead and bring up my own anecdote while Geese is talking about her anecdote. That happened to Taylor and I, sorta, where we were going to a taping of a show, and it said, what did it say, Taylor? You have to dress.
It was like dress cool,
hip
or something.
And stylish. Yeah. I don't remember the words, but I had no idea what to dress as, so I just Googled what are these adjectives, hip and stylish, and so we wore exactly that. And then when we show up to the taping, the guy says, "What are you guys doing wearing all these suits?"
It was 2 suits and a gown.
I said to the guy, your instructions said to wear this, and I Googled it, and they were having a great time laughing. And then Hannibal Buress, we talked about Super Metroid for a while. Anyway, Geese, do you have more to say before we move on to... I wanted to say Poké News of the Week so bad. Before we move on to Lookin, Playin', Watching of the Week.
I was so ready to say Poké News of the Week.
It happens.
Still am.
It happens.
The only thing I have to say is please pray that I don't die.
Thoughts and prayers, Geese.
Yeah, from heat.
It's going to be like 65. It's Maryland.
I believe she said 90 degrees. Guys, we're moving on. Please play the music, Taylor, of moving on to Lookin, Playing, Watching. Slapping.
Oh yeah, a clapping, a slapping, a rapping.
Guys, I watched, first of all, Hulu. Got to give a little shouts out. They're putting up all these documentaries I'm interested in, all these little shows. And
they're doing a good job.
The documentary I watched this week was called The Contestant, which of course is about Nasubi, which I knew about this story from forever ago. But basically, the story goes that in the late 90s, this is before The Truman Show came out, by the way. In the late 90s, before reality television existed, Japan had this show. And on this one specific one, the most famous one they ever did, they had this guy win a contest. He had a real long face, so they called him Nasubi, like an eggplant, because his face was long. And they threw him in a room, naked, and just gave him a bunch of magazines and said, you just have to win things out of magazines if you want to eat or do anything. So he just stayed in a room, locked away. He didn't know that people were seeing this because the producers lied to him and said, we're probably not going to use this footage. All the while, every week, the entire island nation of Japan is watching this naked man fill out magazine little contest forms to try to win food and items. And then he has to hit a certain amount before he wins.
Wonder what kind of contract he had to sign.
Yeah, it's Japan. He didn't
was
even
he paid?
Well, yeah, I mean, he definitely made I don't know about a bunch, but he definitely made money. They sold his journals that he was taking as he went along. I mean, he could have left at any point. He could have just walked through the door and left, but he did not.
But why did he sign up for this?
Well, he moved to Tokyo. He was an aspiring comedian, and there was a big audition, and he didn't know because it was for a big show. Like he wanted to be on the show. No, this is before documental. Well, there are many documental style shows before documental where they're trying not to laugh and they get hit. But no, I'm trying to remember the name of the show. It's like Genki Donin something or other. Ooh, we need to have someone who looks up the names of things. Who's the best at looking things up? Genki Shonen.
Hey, Cortana, look up Genki Show name.
Nasubi Show. Nasubi Show. Denpa Shonen is the name of the show. A Life in Prizes. And he just had to win prizes to survive. And guess what, guys? He did it. He made it all the way to his goal. And so then they took him out. They gave him clothes, gave him a big old roller coaster day, let him eat the food he was looking forward to the most, which was Korean barbecue. So they flew him to Korea. He ate the barbecue, put the blindfold on, and then placed him in another room.
Oh, no.
In Korea with a bunch of Korean magazines. So then the boy has to learn Korean to fill out the contest forms before he finally wins that. Then they ship him back to Japan, put him in a tiny room naked, and then for the big reveal, they open up. And again, this guy does not know he's being filmed at all. Or he knows he's being filmed, but he doesn't know people know about him. He doesn't know he's one of the most famous people in Japan. So he's on stage, they open the box, and then there's a giant audience full of just thousands of people clapping for him when the big finale happens.
So this guy has like next level PTSD.
Oh my God, so much.
Oh, Jesus.
This is a family-friendly podcast, so I can't go into his emotional state during all this, but it was rough. The boy went through a lot, guys.
Poor boy.
Great documentary, though. Everybody go watch The Contestant on Hulu.
How'd he go potty?
There's a bathroom.
Yeah.
Just a little room in a bathroom. I don't believe there was a camera in the bathroom, which is good.
I mean, I guess he's already naked in the room.
Yeah. They had to digitally put in little emoji, eggplant emoji. That's actually the origin of eggplant emoji, meaning what it does mean. Which is interesting.
Really?
It is.
Oh.
And then at some point, they introduced, because people wanted more and more of him, they introduced for the first time ever, this is late 90s, a live stream where you can watch him 24/7. And they had a staff of people all manually trying to add the eggplant emoji to cover his
How did they even facilitate this?
It was the cutting edge in Tokyo at the time.
That's just like wild.
The first ones to do it. Also, I watched Dragon's House, the second season of How to Train a Dragon in the Lord of the Rings universe. That's right. George Railroad Martin presents The House of the Dragon.
Did it all release simultaneously?
No, it's not a Netflix.
Okay.
It's a Max, the one you watch for Dragon's House.
Now you do.
It was a good episode, but I think my expectations were a little too high because it was not as good as the first episode of season 1 of House of Dragon. But I'm sure it'll be a good season.
Can you feel the distance between the first show and this one?
Not much time has passed. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I was kind of, because sometimes you can tell when a show takes a really long break. I think this may have happened with Stranger Things, where you look at it and you're like, oh, this is a totally different vibe.
Stranger Things is weird because those kids grow up so quick.
Yeah, exactly. It's more evident with them.
But House of Dragon, the cast we have now, for the most part, are now adults who look pretty similar. What's funny is the girl who played the kid is way older than I thought she was, which I guess is helpful for her looking the same, but I don't know if they're going to do a flashback or anything in season 2.
I hope so, because she did such a good job.
She was great.
And they rotated out pretty much, I mean, her, the girl who played Alicent, and everybody else stayed the same?
Yeah, that sounds right. I can't think of any. I'm sure there's some other characters, but there's so many characters. I'll be honest, guys. I watched the recap, but even still, I'm just watching these scenes, and they're listing 15 names of lords, and I'm just, yeah, that guy. Everybody remembers that scene. I know exactly what lord they're talking about. Oh, yeah. No, I'm sure it'll be great. Real quick, let me go through my eating of the week. Had delicious breakfast burritos. They finally opened the Panda Express close to my work, and it's over for me, honestly. I've had Panda Express every day since it's been open, so I'm in big trouble. Taylor, great news. I got to rush to Coco Ichibana. They're bringing back the stamps, and I'm getting exclusive bags. I'm getting exclusive limited edition.
That's so sick.
I'm getting exclusive limited edition 2024 spoons. I'm getting the third item that I can't remember what it is.
I'm so jealous. Coco Ichibana.
Coco Ichibana. Oh, I thought there was a bug on you. The way you went.
No, it was being aghast at how much I love Coco Ichibana and how little they are here.
Yeah. Gotta go to Frisco. All right, Geese, let's hear what's new with your watching, playing, listening, eating shenanigans of the week. All right. Take as long of a pause as you need, Geese, honestly, because we don't need to
gather your thoughts.
Please. Get your light. Go ahead. Listen.
The Oilers, it was 2-0. The Oilers down 2 games of the Stanley Cup playoffs. It was
a dark and stormy night.
Saturday night, if
she's lying, she's done. We can't keep interrupting her. Go ahead, Geese.
If the Panthers win it, it's all over. But somehow the Oilers decided that they were going to play the game, and it ended with 8-1. The Oilers won.
No way. They locked in, Geese.
That's ridiculous.
However, it's still to the point where if the Panthers win, they win it all because it's best of 7. So they have 3 wins and the Oilers only have 1 win.
No.
This is all to say there's a very slim chance that the Oilers can somehow win all the rest of the games to 100%. Get the title. But I'm just happy they didn't lose it all.
I mean, 8-1 is quite the statement.
Yeah, I don't know where that drive was in the previous games, but...
Did we mention we're discussing hockey?
Yes, this is NHL.
Ooh. The Canadians, the Americans, for some reason, competing in this Canadian sport.
But everyone, let's all pray for the Oilers.
Thoughts and prayers, Oilers.
So religious this week, Geese.
Go get them.
That's so sick. Yeah, we're all rooting for the Oilers.
Against the Florida Panthers. I kind of want Florida to take it.
Dick!
Why?
Taylor! You quiet your mouth. Geese, please talk
Canadians
about owls so Taylor can...
Because we all remember the Jamaican bobsled team, and what a great story that turned out to be.
Did they win?
No.
Geese, please talk about the owls, and Taylor, think about your words and deeds. Be ashamed.
Okay, so the owl cam I watch, her eggs are about to hatch, so I've been very diligent watching to see if any of them hatch. Also, on the Discord for the stream, we did a vote on the name of the owls once they hatch, and my name, Coleslaw, that I submitted, is number 7. But unfortunately, there's only 6 eggs.
No!
So the only way that my name gets chosen is if one of the eggs dies or doesn't hatch. So,
oh my god! But wait, how does mathematically? I don't understand what you.
I'm confused too, Geese.
They go down the list, right? So if the first egg doesn't hatch, they'll skip it. They'll skip the first name, and it'll be the next name.
So you wouldn't just give Jonathan the owl to the second egg? Jonathan's locked forever to that egg?
Yeah.
But
it still doesn't make sense.
Even if all 6 of the eggs die and you're next on the list, there's no egg.
Why didn't we just all band together to get Coleslaw to number 6? Or number 1?
A spirit bomb, they call it.
I mean, I guess I could have done that, but...
Now, see, Clambos, normally I would cut this out, but unfortunately, Geese has to
live with it. What? The math doesn't add up, Geese. It doesn't make any sense.
I don't understand. Wait, let me read the rules.
It should be you can't name an egg that isn't in existence.
They all exist, but sometimes they don't hatch.
This is like the Monty. This is like trying to explain the Monty Hall problem to somebody who's just not getting it. You have 100 doors, Geese. You open 99 of them, or you changing your answer. You say no, you're a fool.
It's okay, Geese. It'll hatch and it'll be coleslaw. Great. What did you eat?
The only way for coleslaw to exist is if an 8th egg magically appears. 7th, I should say.
Okay, so I actually did reread the rules, and you are right. The names are locked in, and I just missed it. What I didn't mention before was, before voting ended, the number 1 pick, the number 1 name was 2006 Ford Focus.
It's a good name.
But they disqualified it. That's the only reason why coleslaw is number 7.
Wow, so you were number 8.
Yeah, they got to disqualify.
What do they hatch in a clutch? Is that what they're called? A clutch?
That's a perks.
Of eggs?
A brood.
A brood. That's sick.
Geese, can we hear a little bit about your food or drinks or...
It was my nephew's first birthday party, and my brother-in-law and my sister got it catered, and they got it catered from Isaac's Poultry Market, which is somewhere.
So they just
in the DC
said,
area.
Here's a bunch of chicken wings, 1-year-olds.
Well, that's what they didn't. They didn't feed my nephew that. That's
it's his birthday party, and they don't feed the boy.
The boy doesn't get a little birthday treat.
We fed him cake.
You just gave him cake.
That's normal food.
For the growing boy, have some cake.
This is all to say,
Taylor.
This is
my 6-month birthday party is immortalized with so many pictures of me eating chocolate cake. Geese, please go ahead.
First of all, you're not supposed to eat like that at 6 months. Second of all...
Well, let's all go back in time, Geese.
Rules change in a year. Pipe the icing directly in.
Let's get Artie Fine's time machine and tell myself not to eat some cake.
Artie Fine has
This is all to say that there was a lot of coleslaw, and it was very good.
That's so sick.
Oh, to make up for the owl that will never exist.
Geese, would you like to say more about your eating and drinking eaten before we move on to Taylor's Yes Geese eyebrows?
Yes. So I have been trying many different flavors and brands of seltzer, sparkling water, and I tried Spindrift, which is unique in that it has some real fruit juice in it, and I like it. That's a thumbs up for me. And
So
then
sick. I'm so bitter about no gosh darn Coco Ichiban here. Go on, Geese. Tell us about your juice.
For audio listeners, Geese was showing her juice, but she was moving the can so erratically that I made a little joke out of it, and took all my Coco Ichi bottles and did the same to the camera.
the San Pellegrino Esciencia seltzers are not that good. Don't recommend them. I don't know. It's Italian. It's like Essenza or something. I don't know. I think it's essence in Italian.
Okay.
That's probably it.
I don't recommend it.
Makes sense.
She doesn't recommend it. Taylor, you know what time it is.
It's time. Oh, right. Turns out I did not know what time it was. I watched about 90% of the original Omen movie.
Now, when you say original Omen movie,
I chose my words very specifically because they named the prequel The First Omen.
As we covered last week, and I was confused the entire time Taylor was telling that story. I thought he was talking about the 1970s film, and when he kept talking about it's just a Marvel movie, I said, well, you can't hold it against a 70s movie. It's not a Marvel. Taylor, go, please. Go ahead.
It's the only way you can make a name worse than saying the original.
Yes. So
like
what
if
year?
The prequel was called The Original Omen. No, the first one.
What year did the film you watched come out, please?
Like 1977.
Thank you. Please go ahead.
Somewhere around there. Very good movie. I highly recommend it to anybody who's into cinematography. Some of the dialogue is a little bit silly, but that's okay. They're
what
going
is it
for
about?
It is about the son of the devil being born. And they don't explicitly say why that's a bad thing, but I mean, it can't be good.
It was a popular genre at the time. Rosemary's Baby did the same thing. All these horror movies back then are just, here's like a creepy kind of, ooh, the vibes are spooky, and then the ending is real scary, and everybody goes, huh?
And they do a very good job being spooky. Poor Damien's mother. The devil had one plan for her, and it was for her to fall from places. And he was just like, you're gonna fall from this thing. And that was her plot. We stopped right at the end because one of the people at our little watch party had some knee pain. And he had to leave, and then the other couple left, and then we just didn't finish the movie, even though it was just getting to the interesting part.
I love how specific of a detail that is. Someone's knee hurt, so we stopped.
His leg was getting real stiff, and he started walking around, and they just left. And I was like, okay.
Very sick. Cool.
Omen's canceled.
Glambos, send your well wishes to looklistencast@gmail.com. Hopefully the person with the hurt knee recovers.
Shouts out to Thoughts and Prayers. In addition, as far as talking about getting like some camera time for dressing weird, I went to the Turkish national volleyball team's match a couple weeks ago. I told you all about that.
Yeah, where you became a meme?
Yeah, I became a meme in Turkey for a little while, where they used my face as a template, and they were writing stuff in Turkish. That was fun.
Make sure to send the links to the memes, and we'll put it in the description below.
The bad thing is, they're not ranked number 1 anymore. They lost to Brazil recently.
No.
Yeah, it's a bummer. It's a real Oilers-Panthers situation, I assume. Yeah, darn Panthers.
Happens every time.
Yeah. We also had a friend visit from Montana, and he said, you pick the food places. So I was in charge of driving him around during the day. And
we heard this story.
There's no way. He just left like 2 days ago.
Yeah, all the taco trucks. You were giving all the street tacos.
Did I really tell that story?
Yep, time to talk about Destiny 2, The Final Shape.
Yeah, I didn't need a darn thing then. Yeah, so The Final Shape came out. PlayStation Stars has been down, as everybody knows, and I really wanted to get my rewards. I decided I'm just going to buy it and complain later. And they did such a good job. I know there was a lot of bad stuff going on at Activision Blizzard and Sony taking over of everything happening with Destiny, basically. But it's yielded a very good product. So the game is much better. If you have played Destiny 2, took a break, get back into it. It's great.
I have heard it's very good. Geese, go ahead.
So what's the final shape? Is it a rhombus or what?
I think...
Did you beat it, Taylor? Did you beat the final mission?
No, but I'm sure I'll know the answer to that later, and I will definitely have an answer. Probably a triangle.
I bet it's like an amoeba. Like it's a squiggly circle.
There's a word for that.
What is it?
Goofalelogram.
Geese, you can't...
It's named after someone. It's like Barry or something.
Yeah, Barry. Barry the Shape.
Hold on.
Did you prompt that information and then just say, I don't know? Expecting one of us to know?
Yeah. That's so sick.
Yeah. But it's good.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard it's incredible, but also maybe a little silly to just jump into the final shape if you haven't been playing all of Destiny 2.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, on the other side of the coin, you can't even play Destiny 2 vanilla. Doesn't exist anymore. So
it's the fun thing that happened with me in Destiny is I took such a long break from it that when I started playing it with two of my friends, they would just say, oh yeah, this person's doing this and this person's doing this and you need to feel this. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
So is it online only? You cannot play without an internet connection, correct?
Correct.
Because I was thinking, well, what if you just put in a disc of Destiny 2 unconnected to the internet? What would happen? But I don't think it would even let you.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You'd probably have to update. All right, guys, are we prepared to move on to Poké News? Poké News of the Week. Are we prepared for that?
Yeah.
No.
Guys, I'm not even certain if I've already told you about this, but Cerebi reports that the Pokemon Sleep Summer Festival event has started to roll out globally. It runs from 4 a.m. local time to 23:59, 11:59 p.m. local time on June 24th. Right, that's when it ends, is June 24th. And when I said 4 a.m. local time, I of course mean June 17th. Correct, Geese? Yes, Geese
of course.
Is her
Yeah.
Maybe you can find a Cramorant and use the Cramomatic and put a bunch of berries in there and little things and get some stuff. That'll be fun. They took that out, Geese out of the old DLC for Generation 8, the old Isle of Armor.
Oh.
Is that a Charcadet location?
No, this Charcadet is Generation 9. Cramomatic is Generation 8. Now to move on. Pretty light Poké News of the week, to be honest. Now to move on to the next segment. Welcome, Pokemon people, to Let's Discuss an Episode of Pokemon. Geese?
Let's discuss an episode of Pokemon.
Geese, please tell Taylor to begin Taylor's Last Time on Pokes.
Go, go, go.
Previously on Pokemon, Florigato got very upset with Dot. Liko managed to calm her down. And now they're better than ever.
You see the amount of editing I normally have to put into Taylor's Last Time on Pokes, but now you get to hear it raw and uncensored. Okay. That was beautiful, Taylor. I have no idea what you said.
Thank you.
Geese Pete, could you please tell us the name of this English... Oh! Can you please tell us the name of this episode in English while I try so hard to say it in Japanese because I swear to goodness gracious, this sounds more like Chinese than Japanese. And I was trying to figure out how to say all this kanji. Because you read the kanji of this episode, it does not look Japanese. It's such the most complicated kanji you've ever seen. Geese, please tell us the name. Please, Geese, please take it.
Tell us the English episode.
Yeah,
Wattrel, high wind warning.
God, such an easy job she has. Or in Japanese, Kaiden, Kyōfū, Chūihō. Geese Peep, what is your 1-sentence synopsis of the week?
Mega Wattrel mic drop.
Now, she's doing a little play on words. She does know the name of that Pokemon is Killer Wattrel. Just before we...
It's not the same.
Guys, just...
alliterate.
No
good
spoilers.
Job, good job.
Oh my God, you guys. It's so nice to have a good episode after last week.
I was thrilled. You know what the funny... Okay, spoilers for this episode. The funny thing is this is just Roy's version of the episode Liko always has.
So good. This episode had everything. We could spoil everything, but maybe we'll go ahead and just go through it one by one and just see what happens. Glambos, the children are still observing all these Pokemon out of their tents, camping and taking pictures. Ooh, Geese, look, it's a white plumage squawkabilly that Liko sees.
I was cracking up at the Pokedex entry. Yes, Geese, go ahead, Geese.
What, when it said they're little communists?
Well, it said they have a strong sense of community, and I would have put money on the Pokedex saying, until they become wildly and unpredictably violent.
Oh my goodness. Geese, you were saying?
I was just saying that they're normal type.
Liko tries to photograph these birds, but just like me, every time I try to take a picture of a bird for Geese, they just fly away. So I relate to you.
Sometimes
Liko.
You get me some pictures.
Only when I'm so far away and zoom in so far, the bird can't even begin to comprehend I'm near them.
Birding is really intense.
It's real intense. It's real intense. Guys, we start the slideshow real early in this episode. We don't even wait to do a PowerPoint presentation. Right off the bat, slideshow of all the kids taking pictures of Pokemon. Liko tries to photograph a Swablu, a Komala, a Pachirisu, a Dunsparce. Dot seeing some Applin, Tinkatink Geese. What's the Tinkatink do to all those little apples?
Scares them away. Hammering away.
Yep. We see a Steenie, Shroodle, a Capsakid. Oh my God, I love Capsakid. He's such a cute little pepper Pokemon, and he evolves into a 2-headed fire-breathing grass fire Scoville, and he's so sick.
It's so sick. It reminds me of a Hydreigon.
Hydreigon, but
Hydreigon? Okay.
Yeah, it's all German.
Hydrangeas are flowers.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I thought that was the point because it kind of looks like a flower.
It's Dino. Zweiles Hydreigon. 1, 2, 3.
Very
German.
Okay.
German.
Sick.
Hydreigon. Get out.
I don't know. No one ever told me. Darn it.
Is Roy going to photograph this Capsakid? Maybe. Let's see. White Coco brings over some Greppa berries. And Geese, gosh, Wattrel wants to help too. He wants to get some berries.
Wait, Coco's too fast, though.
These two getting berries is so cute.
Geese toucan berries?
These two getting berries.
Yeah, oh yeah. But Coco keeps showing him up. He keeps using his flame charge and running up trees and knocking down berries and making them nice and delicious and roasted. And every time Wattrel tries to get it buried, this mysterious wind blows him away. I just feel so bad for Wattrel this episode.
The wind was I thought the whole thing of the episode was going to be, there's a Pokemon guarding the berries.
I actually think that's the plot of next week's episode. Spoilers.
Sick.
So very sick. Well, anyway, Capsakid runs away. Hysterical animation, by the way, of Capsakid. Like, they fast forward it like 10 times of him just running away across this field. Very good. Then we get some more Wake Coco showing off his berry gathering skills. Grills. And Wattrel's upset, and we get the theme song. When we come back from the theme song, we immediately cut to dusk, which I was surprised.
End of the episode already.
Dusk. Big giant spoilers. We actually get 2 dusks in this episode, and I was losing my mind.
That's unprecedented.
Even more reason to give a high score to this episode. Guys, you better get prepared, because my review of the week is going to be very high. Who knows how high this score is. It's not going to be a 10. Maybe it's going to be a 10. Well,
it's going to be close.
It's going to be close.
Let's just say if I rounded mine up, it might be a 10.
It's dinner time, everybody. Oh, look at these Pokemon eating all these berries. So cute.
It looked like an Egyptian glyph you were holding up.
Whenever I can't read my handwriting, you two go ahead and start talking. But what I wrote is terrible work today, Liko. Golly, you couldn't photograph to save your life, says Dot.
I was very surprised because Rotom doesn't help.
Yeah, Rotom. Rotom, I mean, it's not the same kind of relationship they had with Rotom in Sun and Moon.
Okay.
The Rotom, honestly, should just let the AI take over and let the Rotom take a good picture.
I thought that would be a thing that they would tackle in current Pokemon, is like Rotom is basically artificial intelligence.
God, you would really think, huh?
Yeah.
Do you guys think...
No.
That, now, stick with me here. Do you think that maybe the Rotom phones they're using aren't actually possessed by a Rotom, and it's just technology?
They are, because they change in shape and stuff.
I know, but technology can do that in the Pokemon world.
They also fly.
They have planes, Geese.
Technology can 100% do that in the Pokemon world. Think about Pokeballs. Also, spoilers jumping ahead, but not yet, but we will. Remind me, we need to have a conversation about how odd the concept of ghosts is handled in the Pokemon world, because it's never consistent. We will need to discuss that later. Make sure to remind me.
Well, I think there are spirits, and then
we will discuss it when it comes up, Taylor. Thank you.
When I was watching the Omen...
Liko, your bird videos stink. Roy, at this point, shows up videos of Wattrel falling in these high winds. And you know that Wattrel always was afraid of those high winds. We get a little flashback when we first met Wattrel. Geese, remember? He was spooked. He couldn't fly. Roy had to teach him to fly.
Yeah.
I wonder if Wattrel will ever overcome his fear of heights and wind. I felt so bad for Wattrel in the scene, Geese, because he's sad. All the other Pokemon are having the time of their lives eating dinner, and Wattrel's just sulking.
He looks so sad, and he can hear Roy talking about how he just wants Wattrel to be more confident, and he looks so disappointed in himself.
Poor Wattrel. Well,
I mean, he's been like set dressing since he was caught, so I get it.
No,
Coco fought Rayquaza.
Everybody loves Wattrel. Then we cut to everybody snoozing away, and Geese, every Pokemon is a baby in this scene. Tinkatink, Hatchel, Quaxley, infants, the lot of them. They're all babies. They're all cute.
Florigato has a human-sized sleeping bag, and it's disturbing.
Nah, it's fine. Taylor? Yeah. Where's Wattrel?
Off being productive.
Roy wakes up, says, Wattrel, where are you? He's out there trying to get those berries out of the tree, still hit by this high wind. Roy calls out to him.
Classic shonen midnight training scene. Sure, it happened in Naruto. Another Pokemon franchise as well.
Geese Wattrel's hiding in shame. He's embarrassed.
He's hiding behind the tree.
So Roy does what Roy does best, and he begins his Gambate song. Oh, everybody loves this song.
So, one, Wattrel doesn't even get his own chant. It has to be Fuecoco's.
Well, he just already has the lyrics.
I just felt so bad. Like, he's clearly jealous of Fuecoco successfully getting berries, and then Roy's like, I'll get you excited. Think about Fuecoco.
Listen to that guitar.
It sounds real sick if you listen through it through headphones.
Gosh,
it's impossible to listen to that chant unless you're Wattrel and not get hype.
Yeah, Wattrel just walks away because he's not.
I
Probably for the reason Taylor said that it's just the Fuecoco song, and it's like, yeah, it'll cheer me up. But then out of nowhere, Geese, there's a scary roar in the distance.
And it starts turning purple.
It's like there's ghosts around, and we get a full moon spook fest happening. It looks like Goosebumps. We cut to the most Danny Elfman New Orleans Disney music scene with a houndstone rushing towards Roy and his Pokemon. Cut to black. Is it curtains for Roy? Is he donezo, Geese?
Who's to say?
I mean, that would be like the first case of a Pokemon attacking a human.
That's not true. Why do you say things that aren't true, Taylor?
When did it happen?
My God. Everyone, he's just making a funny joke. He's not serious.
It's like you don't even remember the Tentacruel destroying the city.
Which they had to, unfortunately, not air that episode for very tragic reasons. This pup is actually friendly, everybody. Oh my God, he's just a wagging his little tail, Geese. I don't see him lick Roy, but I'm sure he wants to.
Mm-hmm. Probably doesn't have a tongue.
You were saying, Geese?
Yes, Geese?
Geese?
Go ahead, Geese.
Geese, please.
I don't understand why we had this scene.
She'll be important later. Rhyme shows up.
Is she from the video games?
Yes, she is a gym leader.
Oh.
Ghost-type gym leader.
Shout out to the sick grandmas.
And she raps everything in the games.
To the cool grandmas.
Again, this is Michael's English Can't Be As Good as Japanese of the week. I don't think this is going to be good in English. We'll see. But Rhyme adores Roy's little song, the Fuecoco song, and she immediately correctly assesses the entire situation and then raps a motivational song for Wattrel. Guys, what time is it? Is it 3 a.m. that she's just walking around talking to this child?
It's probably like 11.
It is not 11 p.m.
It sure it is. They go to bed at 9.
Oh, hey, look, it's Capsicid again. And Rhyme raps about the fact there's a ghost around here scaring that little Capsicid. And Fuecoco's just a dancing, Geese. He's loving the song.
Fuecoco is unfortunately very much the star of this episode.
Did you say unfortunately?
Well, because it's Wattrel's episode.
No, Wattrel!
Fuecoco gets all of these super adorable little scenes where he's dancing.
Poor Wattrel. Well, Roy decides to be responsible, and he says, my big giant report for school, and starts filming everything. I'm sure that all this filming he does in the dead of night will look great later.
That is the most surprising thing I've ever seen about Roy.
Nah, he's great.
He's just a little woodland boy who loves camping and singing. And all of a sudden he's like, oh, wait, I should do my report.
Little woodland boy. We then get a kind of funny scene. It's just a stare down between Rhyme and Fuecoco, where Fuecoco gets real scared.
I was so confused.
This scene just makes Wattrel more jealous. Maybe he wanted to get spooked and stared down by Rhyme. Who's to say?
Who's to say?
It's because she says that she really digs his whole vibe. and that she can tell that he has a lot of fire in him. And so Wattrel feels jealous because he does not have the same fire.
Roy, and by Roy, I of course mean Fuecoco, is going to grow up to become a great singer. And at this point, Roy says, "Oh, sick. Oh, man, I got to photograph Houndstone. He's so sick." But Geese, as mysteriously as Rhyme and Houndstone appeared, they disappear. Ooh, very spooky.
Spooky.
So they have to be ghosts, right?
Yeah, they're all ghosts. Well, Houndstone's a ghost.
Like
the
spirits?
Human woman is alive.
Because it's a field.
Nah, they're probably... She's fine. Maybe he knows teleport.
Oh,
We cut to the morning. The kids are packing up their tents. Roy tells Dot and Liko all about last night. Guys, we haven't had an episode with the adults in a while, it seems, huh?
Yeah.
When's the last time we saw?
I kind of like that because the first season was very much led by the adults and the kids were just along for the ride, and this season is deliberately about the kids training.
Yeah. Kind of sounds like Liko and Dot don't necessarily believe Roy. Especially on account of all his video footage is just a black screen, so why you lying, Roy? Why you
Rotom not having Roy's back yet again.
I bet his finger was blocking the camera.
Oh no, Geese.
Has that ever happened to you when you're out birding? Have you accidentally like...
Oh my gosh, yes.
Really?
Ugh. Yes, of course.
When did you find out? Was it like
Geese.
At that moment, or was it way later?
At that moment, but it had flown like away, so...
Oh my god.
That's so sad.
Taylor, we need to discuss Pokemon, specifically Ghosts of the Pokemon universe, because this is where it's coming up.
Let's break it down.
Why do we have all these... What? Why do we have... I like how I say what and keep talking. Why do we have all these episodes of Pokemon? This isn't the first time it's happened. It's not the second time it's happened. It's happened thousands of times.
It's a good show.
These children know that ghost-type Pokemon exist.
Yes.
They know... For audio listeners, I hit my microphone and it was very...
It sounded like a spirit.
Very traumatizing. Could be ghosts with us now. They know ghost-type Pokemon exist. They know they're capable of spooky, mysterious, paranormal activity. Why are there skeptics in the Pokemon world? They could just catch a Ghastly. What are they skeptical about?
Roy, don't know.
Roy, you're making up this story. Yes, I acknowledge that ghosts exist, but you're clearly lying. It doesn't.
I know ghosts are real, but there's no way you saw one.
Yeah, it's so weird. Anyway, Dot is very... they're not a very common type, but I'm sure these kids have seen a ghost before. Dot is disappointed in both Liko and Roy. Both of these kids have no skills when it comes to photographing, when it comes to videographing. Now, to be fair, Dot's a real professional, so her standards are going to be a little bit higher. So.
Well, it also gives her no excuse later in the episode.
Ooh. Then we cut to Dot taking some pictures of those rare Squawkabillies. Why do I keep writing Dot? Then we cut to Liko taking pictures of the white ruffled, truffled Squawkabillies plumage.
This drives me crazy. She stops to yell at Florigato and Turtle, Terapagos. Like, shh, be quiet, I'm trying to take a video. But she could have, in that time before that, hit the play button, but she didn't.
The play button or the record button?
Or the capture photograph button.
You know what I mean.
Okay. Just wanted to be clear.
Yeah, so she doesn't get the picture. She spends too much time telling Florigato and Terapagos to be quiet. And each time she says, shh, be quiet, Florigato and Terapagos go, Pago!
I have had that happen so many times with Guncan when she's trying to take a picture of something and she's trying to line it up just perfectly. And I'm thinking, just take the picture and just take a bunch of them.
That's the way to go.
I'm sure you deal with that all the time with birding.
Dot is filming a sick Tink-a-Tink and Quaxley video, to be honest. Geese, what are they doing? They're doing the craziest Olympic...
It's a dazzling video.
It certainly is. But Dot does need to actually capture footage that is not just her own Pokemon, to be honest. So then we see Fuecoco flame charging some more, getting some more roasted berries for a Lechonk that's just hanging out. Wattrel Geese is furious with jealousy. And honestly, he goes a little too far in this scene. Geese, can I help you?
He does.
Audio listeners, go ahead.
Go on.
I was gonna say, Fuecoco interprets Wattrel's like training as that he needs help getting the berry, so Fuecoco runs up the tree and gets it.
I'm sorry, could you say that sentence one more time? Because it just sounded like a lot of nouns.
I was going to say there's so many names in that one.
Fuecoco sees Wattrel trying to practice getting the berry, and Fuecoco interprets that as Wattrel needs help getting the berry. So Fuecoco runs up the tree, gets the berry, and like presents it, being like, here's the berry. And then Wattrel hits Fuecoco in a violent manner.
Geese, are these your sassy librarian hands when somebody asks if you have a book and you tell them no? You do this.
For audio listeners, Geese is moving her hands in a sassy librarian manner, I suppose. Geese Beep, Wattrel throws that berry right into Fuecoco's face. I can't believe it.
I have not seen that type of animation in a minute in Pokemon.
It looks so cartoony.
Yes.
And by cartoony, I mean not even anime. It just looks like Looney Tunes or something.
Correct.
And then Fuecoco hits Wattrel back, and a big giant scuffle ensues. Roy has to break up the fight, and Wattrel runs away. Oh man, Wattrel, golly. Then we cut to Roy and Fuecoco looking for Wattrel by a very nice waterfall. Oh no, Geese, we hear some crying. Who is it?
Capsicid.
Then we get a commercial break. Then we come back from the commercial break. Roy is going to save that Capsicid if it's the last thing he does. And for once, I'm sure Taylor is thrilled. For once in this season, in this series, somebody makes some sense. Roy looks at Fuecoco and says, no, Fuecoco, you stay here. You're going to drown in the water.
I was so proud of my boy. And then he just talks about him drowning, and Fuecoco's staring at the water, and I'm thinking, oh, Jesus, no, he's going to go down. And then Roy stops him again, saves the day in my book.
Fuecoco realizes everything Roy said is correct. He then becomes very spooked. He achieves enlightenment.
Yeah.
Becomes terrified.
Like a sage. A scared sage.
What murder? Then Roy slips. Fuecoco screams. Wattrel hears. And Roy barely makes it out alive, as in like an avalanche of rocks happens.
Rock slide.
Erosion.
It's not erosion. Is that erosion, Geese?
I mean, yeah.
Oh.
Stalactites.
I thought erosion took like a very long time.
Well, that's the result of erosion.
The results of erosion. Roy makes it to the very scared Capsicid, and Capsicid bites Roy on his finger. He gets He gets a spicy, itchy finger bite.
I thought it was poison, and I was incredibly concerned.
What is poison but an itchy, red, spicy?
Yeah, that's well said.
Exactly. Then okay, guys, just follow me here now. Capsicid then shoots teeth, spice darts into Roy's mouth.
It has to be.
I thought those are seeds.
Seeds?
Yeah.
In any case, they taste delicious.
Well, fun fact, I'm sure I've mentioned this before, but birds are specifically evolved to not be able to detect spicy food, so they can propagate peppers.
Well, it's hilarious. The entire idea of all spicy foods is that it's all just a defense mechanism by plants so things won't eat it. And then us humans came along and said, oh, this is great.
Well, for a long time, it was actually considered like or something that had evolutionary appeal because people could have a more diverse amount of foods that they could eat. A more diverse amount of foods they could eat. Almost.
At this point, Capsicid is a bit disgusted over how into all of this Roy is as he eats more of Capsicid's Vombo. And then Roy says, man, I'm going to report all of this. And he sings a little song to Capsicid to make Capsicid trust him.
I think it's the same rap that Rhyme did before.
Correct.
Oh, is it same lyrics? Yeah. He's got a good memory, too. Man, Roy's such a survivalist.
Mm-hmm.
Such a savant.
And it's a musical.
Capsicid trusts Roy on account of he sang the little song, and Geese, he puts his little hand on Roy's little spicy finger.
So I'm glad he didn't just see him as an incredibly tenacious predator.
Nah, he loves him. Roy is great. Remember, Roy was like, I'm not a bad guy. Would a bad guy help you? No.
Yeah, would a bad guy eat poison? No.
No, it's me. I'm Roy.
Come on. Roy's our boy.
And Roy saves the day. But Geese, Roy can't climb with just one hand. For audio listeners, Geese very slowly moved her head side to side, indicating no, and then took about 45 seconds to slowly move from her chair to the microphone.
It was like watching Darth Vader.
I don't know why I thought you were going to say it was like watching Darth Maul, but okay. So yeah, Roy can't climb up the cliff one-handed. So Wattrel decides he's going to save the day, and he flies down to carry Capsicid. But Geese, more strong wind appears. Who's ever causing this strong wind is
Rhyme.
My nerves. No, it's probably spoilers.
Oh, Rayquaza.
Also,
no, I'll tell you. I'll tell you at the end.
Also, by this time, Liko and Dot are here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we do cut to Dot Liko at the campsite discussing Roy's whereabouts, and Hattrel.
Yeah, go Hattrel.
Hatena senses a very strong emotion coming from both. Well, probably all three: Roy, Wattrel, and Fuecoco.
Hatena has a very convenient level of emotional detection.
And only when the plot calls for it.
Exactly. Yeah. Where they're we don't trust the audience to interpret this, so Hatena.
Guys, no, I'm sure she's emotionally everywhere, but they're just the camera's not on her.
Just constantly having panic attacks.
Always. And I keep saying Hattrel.
Hattrel and the evolution. Top Hattrel. Yeah.
I'm calling the girl Hat, and you're going to have to just get used to it.
Okay.
Hat says that away with her little flappy hand, arm, head thing. And so Flora Gatto runs off to go save Roy because she speaks Hat and realizes he's in trouble. We cut back to Wattrel. He grabs the Capsicid, guys. He does it. But the wind's getting stronger. Is he gonna make it?
There's a lot of close calls.
Yeah, he makes it. Don't worry, guys. Everything's great. Everything's fine. Capsicid is safe. Roy says, great. Now for me to climb up this wall. And now Liko and Dot show up, and the wind starts up again for the 400th time. And Dot and Liko, the smart people in the room, in the field, in the forest, they're terrified because Roy's caught in this giant storm of wind. All the rocks are crumbling. Roy's still confident.
Yeah, he's very assured.
I don't think he should be on account of a rock breaks off. Roy falls And honestly, there's no way out of this. Roy cannot survive this fall. It's too big. Wattrel starts to dive down, Geese. But Wattrel's just a tiny little baby bird. What's he going to do to a falling human boy?
Certainly not what Florigato could do with her little yo-yo.
So what happens, Geese?
He evolves into Wattrel, and he is now.
Mid-flight. It was so sick.
God.
What
Big bird.
timing. Yes, Geese?
I'm just surprised by how large he was.
There should be a step in between those two sizes of bird.
Yeah.
Like I don't think that's a normal change.
Yeah, he could be a 3-stage. I wonder why they only did 2. Well, I guess some birds are 2. Tailo Suelo. He's a giant bird. He's bigger than Roy now, and he does save the day, and it's the sickest thing I've ever seen. And I was not expecting it in an already good episode. So, what a good episode.
I was just feeling so bad for Liko because every episode she has that's like this isn't half as sick as this is.
Guys, Fuecoco is so excited and supportive for his friend, Wattrel. And Dot now starts to film. Maybe she could have filmed earlier, we'll talk about later, but now she starts. It's all right. Roy, guys, is having the time of his life, just flying through the skies, holding on to Wattrel's little feet. Oh, he's loving it. And then, guys, Capsakid then spits some spicy seed teeth into Fuecoco's mouth, and then he runs away.
After Fuecoco breathes fire.
Yep. Roy waves goodbye to Capsakid, and guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm disappointed. I thought Roy was going to catch Capsakid, and he'd be a great new team.
I thought that too.
I'm so glad that he didn't, because that's a very ugly Pokemon.
Geese Pea.
Whoa!
Everyone send hate mail to Geese Pea.
Oh, man.
At listencast@gmail.com.
It would have been too sick. Like Roy can't win the lottery 2 times.
Actually, you need to look up Villain if you don't like Capsakid, because that monstrosity looks straight out of a mature rated Persona game. Is what Villain looks like.
It looks like a pumpkin head.
Villain is one of the scariest looking designs we've ever had for a Pokemon game, to be honest. Guys, Roy's going to have a great report. So much happened. No one recorded the evolution. That's no big deal. He still has so much to say. Am I right, Geese?
So much to do, so much to say, so much to...
It is not okay, in my opinion, because Dot was giving everybody such a hard time earlier. At least...
I almost said, do you mean Liko? But no, you're correct. It's Dot.
At least they were recording. Dot was just like, whoa.
Ooh, what's going on with Geese's phone, I wonder?
What's geesing with you, Geese?
Sick,
I just have a picture for later for the seminar.
We cut to dusk for the second time. Very exciting. And guys, Fuecoco wants to fly on Wattrel back, and it's so
cute.
Sweet.
It's adorable because it's like the inverse of Pikachu and Charizard, where you had the electric type flying on the fire type, and now you have the fire type on the fire on the flyer, and flyer on the fire. Electric, yeah.
What a shot! Take a picture of that for your report, huh? Yeah. And we see a slow zoom in on Roy's face, and I'm already writing down to be continued. But instead of the episode ending, we actually cut to a spooky forest, and we see Annihilate, the ghost evolution of Primeape, who's been causing this scary wind.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh my god!
I
think he
very relevant in Pokemon Go PvP too.
I think he's been causing the scary wind. Annihilate's sick. I used him in a lot of raids in Scarlet and Violet. I've got a very, very, what do you call it? The competitively viable Annihilate.
Ooh.
He's so sick. And now we get a to be continued. And Geese, you know what that means. It's time for Professor Frito's seminar of the week.
The seminar this week is on Wattrel, the frigate bird Pokemon.
I thought you said the frickin' bird Pokemon.
I also heard the frickin' bird Pokemon.
And I realized earlier in the episode, oh, it's supposed to be a magnificent frigate bird. And I've seen many of them in Florida.
Ooh. Oh, look, everybody. It's a Wattrel.
That's not a real Did you take that picture?
Yeah, that's from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. She took a screenshot on her Switch.
Very nice job, Geese. Good screenshot.
They have air pouches that they use during mating season, which is where the Pokemon Wattrel gets the thing.
You mean lungs?
Are we spoiling the question and answer of Poke Goose of the Geese Presents?
Ooh.
Hold on, let me get to it.
Okay.
For audio listeners, Geese is collecting herself and gathering her thoughts together.
Just like the pre-evolution Wattrel, it produces electricity with its large wings. But do you know where it stores the electricity it produces?
I do, because Geese told me a couple things.
And I don't know.
Is it A, its cheeks, B, its beak, C, its throat?
See it. Oh, she's giving the answer, Taylor. See its throat.
Oh.
Just like the real magnificent frigate bird. But they don't store electricity. It's just for a mating ritual.
It's just a magnificent freaking bird, man.
Man, they should store electricity. Imagine how scary that would be.
That would be terrifying.
Could you imagine if any animal had a beam attack?
Guys, what if you kept Wattrels as pets in freaking Florida? And then when the alligators attacked, you would just use thunderbolts.
Oh, so sick.
The alligators are weak. They're water type, right?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, amphibians.
But yes, it uses its throat to store electricity. And then we get a really cool animation of a battle between two Wattrels at the beach, inflating their throat to see who can store the most electricity as a show of dominance.
Oh.
And the throats get so big and they suffocate Captain Pikachu.
Captain Pikachu survives, but
Cap's
he was
fine.
On the beach with them.
Cap's fine.
It's fun. It's now time to discuss today's episode of Pokemon. It had everything. It was so cute. We had Wattrel developments. We had evolutions. We had new gym leaders. We had new great songs. I mean, we had babies sleeping. We had them eating. Oh my God, what an episode. It's an easy 9.8 to 9.9, honestly. What more could you have given me?
Capsaicin.
I was not as jazzed about it because we already had a similar plot with Wattrel about being afraid of flying. And I don't feel like the evolution was earned because we only got one other episode of Wattrel's development. It just felt not earned.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't earned. Maybe I wasn't expecting it. But Geese, what's Wattrel going to do? Let Roy die because he hasn't earned his evolution yet?
Come on. Maybe have like one episode in the middle or something. I don't know, guys.
So are you complaining about other episodes or this episode?
Well, this one, because the development didn't feel justified or
it was quick. But you did get to see his approach to it and that he was still dealing, like he was actually tackling his issues.
Yeah, but we only got one. This is our second Wattrel episode. And
I'm aware.
No, I'm sure we've had 3 or 4. You probably just missed the other 5.
Poor little bird doesn't do anything in the show.
Geese, there's been a few episodes you've missed, and they've all been Wattrels, probably.
What's your score, Geese?
I don't know, an 8.
An 8? All right.
Wow. 8.0. That's rough.
I also thought that I don't have the context of playing the game, so I thought the lady rapping was very odd.
She's a gym leader. She loves to rap.
I didn't know she was a gym leader either. I just thought she was sick.
You have to rap with her in the game.
Random woman in the woods.
Taylor, how did you feel about today's episode of Pokemon?
Well, much like Geese, I love Wattrel. I want more Wattrel. This was more Wattrel, and I think he's going to play a big role in the series coming up. I really hope they don't shelf him and not bust him out.
I doubt it.
Guys, how are they going to shelf him? He's 50 feet tall.
I know. I'm just incredibly concerned. It would be sick if he was always flying next to the Brave Salami.
Because here's the thing.
Yeah.
In English, of course, the Brave Olivine, the Fierce Olivine.
Yeah.
The Great Olivine.
The Fiery Olive.
Guys, look. I'm sure Wattrel has actually been in every episode, but he's such a small little bird. He was just standing slightly behind something.
Oh.
Kilowattrel's so big, you can't miss him.
Like
so
the ghosts in Haunting of Hill House. Like if you have to pause it and look for him, like a Where's Waldo.
Yeah, that's probably it. This episode's so good. What's your score, Taylor?
Oh, like 9.5 easy. This is just the writers proving that they can do Lico's episode so much better than they do.
So good.
So sick. So many laughs. So much.
Oh.
So I was so invested in it so quickly. Kids are front and center, but they're not being dumb. They're doing their reports.
And Geese is going to be with me on this. Guys, there's a lot of episodes where I'm struggling to find any cool little fun image. This episode, somebody from the Sun and Moon team clearly was either working on it or advising, because we got good face after good face.
Oh, yeah.
Big, giant zoom in Fuecoco faces and fun art styles. And so visually, episode was great.
Maybe that's what happened with the last episode, is they were working on this one and they were like, we need a few more days. And they said, we'll just crank out Florigato's mad at Lico because Terrapagos.
I'm glad we got a good episode for our very first, maybe last, video episode of Look Listen Cast. Nope, Look Listen with Geese and Guyera, Ellipses, and Taylor. This was a good one. So don't get used to. Okay, so we got some good scores. Geese on the maybe lower end, but overall, everybody loves it. 10 out of 10. You know, you can't get any better.
Easily, yeah.
Now then. Are we going to continue to do video episodes? I don't know. I'd say unlikely, so don't get too used to it, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Who's to say?
Who's to say? Depends on how I feel about it, trying to upload this and prepare it for all of you.
Because this is our 100th episode, should we reflect on the podcast?
Very few podcasts make it to 100. Oh my God, it's such a small percentage. So
that's true.
Congratulations to everyone listening. You did it.
Shouts out to the listeners. I also really like seeing comments whenever we get them.
Yeah.
They're good.
Yeah. They're always good. You could leave even more of them. You can also send questions to looklistencast@gmail.com. We don't have time for that today because normally I'll cut out all the fluff, but we got to keep all the fluff in here because I don't know how am I supposed to cut something
what
out?
What are you going to do? That's too much work. That's some level stuff. Come on, she can't even record a video.
What am I gonna put this video into Audacity? No, it doesn't even work.
Yeah, ridiculous. What was that, Geese?
Geese wants a question. I'll give her a question. Hold on. Okay, Geese, your question this week is gonna be a great question here. Geese's question of the week for Geese to answer is, and I've already told Taylor ahead of time, so Taylor, please tell Geese the question.
Well, I certainly know the question, and boy, are you going to be excited when you hear it. Or you might not be excited when you hear it. Those are both options for when you hear the question that Michael gave me earlier to give to you. And that was, who's your favorite Pokemon?
No, who's your favorite movie? What's your favorite movie?
We already did this, didn't we?
Geese, do you like pizza?
I'm eating pizza right after this, so yes.
That's so sick.
Oh, that's good.
That's a great movie that you love.
I have a question for you guys.
Oh, okay.
What do you think? What do you think this is worth? What do you think the antique person's gonna say?
Well, first tell me what year it's from. And for audio listeners, the thing she's asking, what do you think this is worth? It's, of course, the green jade diamond dog from the ancient Chu dynasty.
Fleming Steakhouse edition.
It's from 1984.
Ooh, good luck.
I thought it was from 200,000
Yeah,
BC.
I thought it was from like 600 or something. So, Geese, maybe leave out the year unless there was a cool event around it. Maybe leave out the price and add a cool story.
Yeah, say your great grandparents found it in the Chu dynasty.
They were some of the first people to take a vacation or become tourists in China, and they went to ruins and they got like permission to do it because they were archaeologists working with the Smithsonian, and they got this and the government couldn't identify it, so they sent it back, and you've been holding on to it ever since. Exactly.
Geese, are you going to tell them your name's Geese on the program?
No.
Yeah.
Be funny.
Yeah, say Miss Peep.
It would be funny, actually.
84 is going to be worth a little something. It's not going to be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, but you can sell a watch from the 80s and you can probably get a couple $100. So probably like a clean $75.
So
Taylor?
I'm going to say, because you bought it for $7, it looks like it's in very, very good condition. You throw in that story, and again, I like to echo what was just said, you're not going to get hundreds of thousands of dollars. Hundreds of thousands. Probably $10.
Easy. Oh, $3 profit.
Ooh,
that's
nice
30%
job,
margin.
Geese. That's good interest.
I'm proud of you.
Me too.
All right, guys. Why don't we go ahead and move it on to the wrap up? I like how we did our question before the wrap up, like we always did. Okay, Geese, take it away.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Like and comment so more people see it. Also,
please. All right, Taylor.
Thank you to Keith for our artwork. You can find him at twitch.tv/KeithSquared.
Shouts out to Professor Ticklebits for the website.
But mostly the boilerplate.
You can follow him on twitch.tv/prof_Ticklebits. Thank you, our supporters. Thank you to our supporters.
Thanks for the comments.
I think that happens every week, supporters.
It's hard not
you
to.
You can go to Lookin. Geese put on glasses for the audio listeners.
Ooh, extra looking.
Yeah, library. You can go to looklistencast.com or click the link on the audio podcast, and I'm sure there's a link there for supporting.
You didn't even want to make a joke. You just said library.
Good going. Please recommend this podcast to your friends, grandmas, children. There's no swear words.
Big shout out to the grandmas.
And like I said before, please send questions to looklistencast@gmail.com.
I also want to say special thanks to Michael, who edits this podcast every week, and without him we couldn't do 100 episodes. So thank you, Michael.
God, imagine if I knew how to edit and I could be more efficient with it. Now, we need to thank AI once it comes around.
Just remember Wattrel working real hard.
Yeah, remember Wattrel working.
Just take one more episode and you'll get there.
Yeah, I'll just take one more episode. Okay, everybody. Now we're gonna say goodbye. And oh no, I did it wrong. Geese. Okay, Geese, start saying goodbye 3 times.
Bye.
I thought that was
goodbye.
Pipes. Goodbye.
Pipes. Goodbye.
Bye.
I messed it up. I'm gonna have to put it in the music system. Okay, goodbye. Oh God. Okay.